Freedom is coming. Every captive. We're not slowing down. If your legs get tired, tell the devil he's a liar.
Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Break chains of sin and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends of the earth.
Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day number 50, 50, half a century of days on the Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour. A ride up the Atlantic coast of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, Celebrate Recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So, I'm not at the campsite I was at last night. Crazy story with all of that. This is the Gayhead Lighthouse. These are the Gayhead Cliffs. And this water is just absolutely stunning. So I got up this morning, hurried, packed up camp. I got on my phone, looked. There was a bus that was coming. It was coming at 9:18. I got there at 9:16. The bus pulled up. I'll show you on the video here. Lady stopped. I went up to the bus and I was like, hey, can I get on the bus with the bike? And she's like, I can't, put that whole bike on here. I said, all the stuff comes off. It'll take me a minute. She's like, I can't stop here that long for you. And I was like, oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you. It's, public transport, but this is a scheduled stop. I appreciate it. So I rode around the corner and I was looking for breakfast. I stopped at a place called 7A. Didn't, they weren't open. A guy pulled through and talked about my beard. He was like, hey, nice beard. Must take a lot of work. And I was like, actually, it takes a lack of work. And so I pulled across the street, still just trying to figure out where food was, where to go, what route to take. I found some pizza up like 6.8 miles away. I wanted to come here. That was the whole reason I was going to catch the bus, because it was 11 miles down here. It would have been 11 miles back, and I wanted to have kind of an easy day today. And so I pull up and I take this picture of a turkey that's crossing the road, or this video of a turkey that's crossing a road. And the same guy that commented on my beard, Tony Bayless, pulls up and he's like, hey, do you need like some help with directions or anything? And I was like, that would be wonderful. So he pulled over, we talked, he gave me a scone. And then he was like, look, I'd love to give you a ride. I'm with, I'm the director of humanity.org. Yeah. And so he was like, I'd love to give you a ride out there. And so he grew up here, knows the place well, Martha's Vineyard. I got the full tour. Hopefully I'll be able to remember some of it for the test on the way back when I show you guys some of the amazing things that I got to see. But this is Tony.
And most of what I told Adam is true. So I hope he can remember it all.
I hope so. I'm usually good with memory, so I'll do the best I can at trying to point out the different things.
What a pleasure to meet this man, and I'm more than happy to help him out on a few miles of his incredible journey. Particularly to meet a man who is leading his own life the way it should be led. So
awesome.
I'm happy to meet you.
Well, thank you so much. I'm happy to meet you too. So yeah, I'm going to check this out. Tony's going to head off into the sunrise. Well, it's almost noon now. And then I'm going to ride on back up and take the ferry back across to Falmouth, where I'm going to meet Danielle and Wellstrong. So yeah, got a lot of riding to do, and you'll see more of that right about now. All right, so I'm actually standing on where the old lighthouse used to be. They moved it over to there. That's what Tony was telling me. Pretty neat. It is just absolutely beautiful up here. Like, these cliffs are just amazing. I'll put the bike over here and snap one more photo and video before I go, because it's too much. It's just too much. Did not expect to see this down here. I'm so glad that Tony, so he was a godsend, an absolute godsend. I was not going to come here, and just the kindness of a complete stranger, a human, led him to bring me out here, and I'm so glad he did. So yeah, I'll do that video, and I've got to get on the road. Love you guys. See you later. All right, so that's no man's land island out here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's way out there. And Tony was telling me that that's where they used to like drop a lot of bombs and artillery. And so it's still, nobody's allowed on the island because there's still like unexploded ordnance on that island, which was pretty neat. So yeah, I'm headed out from here now. Gonna get as quickly as I can up to Falmouth. You'll see that ride right about now. All right, so that was Moshup's Trail. So the Wampanoag Native American tribe that lives here on Martha's Vineyard still lives here. They were the only, from what Tony was telling me, group of Native Americans that weren't ever like moved off their original lands. They still have their land here. And Moshup was like one of their guys that was supposedly 3 stories tall and would like walk out into the water and scoop up whales for them and bring them food to eat.
I wouldn't say that this necessarily is an alien.
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it's still interesting. So yeah, I thought I'd throw that in here. Anyway, gotta keep going. Let's go. All right, so this is the Chilmark General Store. Tony was telling me that they've got good coffee, and that this porch right here, where some very influential minds will come and discuss how to change the world. Pretty interesting stuff. Yeah, really, really neat ride. If you can see some of the hills that I've been going over, you can see why I didn't want to do this twice. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Let's go. All right, so Tony was telling me that he was here in a September, that he and his girlfriend had kind of pulled over here on the side of the road, and they were just looking out at this, and there was a guy in a tuxedo across the street that had a cello, and he was playing this cello, and he didn't look up at him, didn't say a word, and when he finally finished, he looked up. It turns out he was a professor. He comes out here, he's come out here every year. It was like 16 or 17 years that he had been out here. And he comes to this very spot and plays his cello as a thanks to Martha's Vineyard after he stayed here from August through September. Just gets all dressed up. Pretty neat. Very, very cool story. Tony was definitely an incredible storyteller. He's a writer, and so like just really, really cool stories that I got to hear about the history of Martha's Vineyard. This was like one of the best meetings with a person out on the road, just random encounters that I think I've had yet to date with the cycle tour. Like, it was truly incredible, just truly incredible. meeting Tony. So yep, I'm gonna keep on going. You'll see more of that right about now. All right, so I stopped in here to Mermaid Farm. Now, when Tony brought me through here earlier, he showed me this place. It's got like raw milks, all kinds of like different things that you can buy. But there's nobody here, so you just leave the money in the can. But he told me about this. It's called Blueberry Lassie. Alright? And it is incredible. Like, I'll have to show you what's in it here in a minute, but I'm going to get 2 of them and sit here and snack, so you'll see that right about now. Alright, so they make this here on the farm. It's got our whole cow's milk yogurt, blueberries, cane sugar, maple syrup, and organic lemon juice. And if you can see, it's like thick, like a yogurt drink, but it's got whole fresh blueberries in it. And it is so good. So when Tony told me about it, he's like, you got to go in here and get a Blueberry Lassie. I was like, okay. I went inside. I came back out and I said, he said, so what'd you get? I said, got a Blueberry Lassie. He was like, man, you must really know the Vineyard well. Only locals know about Blueberry Lassie here at Mermaid Farms. We chuckled. So thanks, Tony, man. I appreciate you telling me about these. I got 2 of them. Like, I'm gonna kill these and then like continue my ride. So thankful for this ride today, for the ride from you, and then all these little things that I got to find out, like my personal tour of Martha's Vineyard. It's so cool. So yeah, thanks again. And this is one of 2 arrogant bulls that want to have nothing to do with people that come up here and say, hey, bull. So, yeah, the other one's right around the corner, but I can't get over there to see it. Also, these stone walls have been amazing. Like, they're giant stones all over the island that make up their walls. Pretty incredible. All right, so I made it to the ferry. It looks like I'm gonna get on the 5 p.m. ferry, and it is 4:31 right now. I think it's the one that just pulled in. So I just talked to Danielle. Danielle is having dog issues. Connor just made it down to Falmouth, and it looks like we're going with a plan B. We may stay at Wellstrong tonight. I'm not quite sure. He's gonna talk to Sarah, or he has talked to Sarah. I put a call in to Sarah, like all kinds of things are changing here at the last minute. But either way, I have no idea what's going on. I never know what's going on. And I think it works much better that way. So yeah, I'm gonna take this ferry. We'll see more of that right about now. All right, so I made it off the ferry. I am now in Woods Hole, Massachusetts, and I'm gonna head up the Shining Sea bike path all the way into Falmouth, which is where I will get some pizza and work out how to meet up with Connor and Sarah. So let me do that now. Love you guys, see you later. All right, so after meeting Connor in Chester, Illinois, I've made it to Wellstrong finally. I get to see the place. Super cool looking exercise facility. They have a cycling area back here. And it looks like, oh, somebody has already unpacked my bike and got my sleeping. That was me. I also ordered a pizza. So when I came into Falmouth, I did not turn the Garmin back on, and unfortunately, because I didn't turn the Garmin back on, I didn't log any of those miles. I probably did 8 more. Came up and Connor was like, hey, you passed right by us. So I turned around and went back to where they were having like their I guess it's a recovery meeting. I didn't really get all the details of what it is, like a guided meditation. And so I was like, guys, I am starving. I have got to eat. I've only had 1 scone and 3 yogurt drinks today. Like, got to get some food. I'm hitting a wall here. So they said, go ahead and go over to Wellstrong. They gave me the codes and everything. And go order a pizza. And Connor was like, hey, grab me a pizza too. So I got his pizza. And yeah, like, I'm super excited to see Connor. I cannot wait. Like, we got to talk just a little bit, but I cannot wait to catch up and talk with him. But I told him, you know, I really need to cut and edit the video, so I'm going to go ahead and head on back to Wellstrong, head to Wellstrong, start working on that, eat some pizza, get nice and my energy back, and then, you know, I'll try to knock that out by the time you get here. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is it for the day, guys. What a crazy cool day. Martha's Vineyard was incredible. Incredible. One of the highlights of all the things I've done on a bicycle at this point. It's up there with the Tetons. I mean, it was like that. It was just like that. Meeting Tony, that just made the whole thing. Having a local, knowing local knowledge that kind of gives you a guided tour of an area is always cool, because then you find all the things that you would have I would have passed right by so much of today having no idea. And I mean, there were several things I didn't include because either I was looking the other way or whatever, just like that I wanted to add to what he had, mentioned into the vlog, and I missed him. So I guess on my exam I didn't do so well. Anyway, then of course the ferry ride. That ferry was more like the ones from the Seattle area, the Whidbey Island area. Yeah, just a really good day. So if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Papa link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. I know you don't either. Let's use Redeeming Eden as a tool that we might save a life. Don't forget, this is the REACCT Tour, REACCT, Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour. And I need you to react. I need you to like the videos, comment on the videos on YouTube, share the videos on your social media profiles, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Those things will go a long way in helping build Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. Last but not least, don't forget Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description. You can go there. You can find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund. Or you can go back and watch the day one video from this series, the REACCT Tour. So yeah, cool day. So excited to see Connor. So thankful that God just sent Tony to pick me up today. Like, I was even talking to him about, there are no coincidences. This is all orchestrated. I'm just like living out something that's already been written, and it never stops amazing me. And he was like, I agree with you there. There are definitely no coincidences. So yeah, too cool. Cannot say that enough. Loved Martha's Vineyard. I've got to really stop because I just loved it that much. I just loved it. I loved it. Anyway, from here at Wellstrong, yes, finally. I'm excited to see the place. This is just amazing. But yeah, from here at Wellstrong in Falmouth, Massachusetts. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night.